back in Week 1. The Colts lost their previous game against the Jaguars. Can Jacksonville sweep the series? The answer comes your way next.
The calendar may say autumn, but temperatures are still pretty sweltering here in North Florida. But the good news, the radar is clear. Still, hydration will be key today at TIAA Bank Field in Jacksonville. Today we've got a Week 6 matchup for you here, as it'll be the Indianapolis Colts taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Alongside my partner Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you look at this Jaguar team. They come into this one knowing it's been a while since tasting victory. They've dropped 4 in a row.
Can they remember what it was like to win a game? In these types of situations, you're looking for someone to inspire you, and it doesn't have to be one of your best players either.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Colts, we're in October now, so everybody should be coming into form, shouldn't they?
They really should, and what you have now is a full routine established about what you want to get done and full focus on the season.
And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. So here come the Colts to take over for the first time. And leading the way is the number 4 pick in the draft out of Florida. Here's Anthony Richardson.
Well, his ratio was good last week. Most quarterbacks are really excited about a 3-to-1 ratio, but it's flipped in the wrong direction. He threw 3 interceptions, not touchdown passes, and he only had the 1 TD pass in that game. So he's trying to turn that around and find a way for his team to win.
They will get 4 yards here on the first down run, and that'll make it 2nd and 6. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 18 carries, 80 yards, and a touchdown.
They put a lot of effort into game playing and establishing this ground game last week, and reward was a nice day rushing the ball. Helped them put a balanced offense out on the field. And that carry is an indicator that this ground game wants to be established again this week.
And he'll get this one up to the 26. He'll get 2 on the keeper, but it becomes now a 3rd down. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Richardson out of the shotgun. The throw on target to his receiver, McKenzie. And he is going to have a Colts first down by about 3 yards or so as they wind up getting 7 there on 3rd and 4. The Colts had a disappointing 1-4 as they start play. They've lost 3 straight here. It kind of goes without saying, I guess, but they could certainly use a win.
Yeah, no doubt about that. There's a difference between a losing stretch and a losing streak, and right now, they're not playing their best football, but if they were to fall here, and now you're looking at going 4 games without a win, things can start compounding themselves pretty quickly from this point forward.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Now Richardson. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front. You look at this Jaguar defense. They've been dreadful against the run. No getting around at number 32, dead last in the NFL.
They have tried all season long to fix all the things that they need to in the running game, and they have been successful so far. I'm wondering if this is a time to just sell out. Make sure you have 8 in the box every time and bring a 9th and sometimes even a 10th to try and stop them from running the ball.
Good contain, no gain on the screen, and it'll bring up 4th down.
You know, in boxing, they throw in the towel. In this case, you just kind of wave the white flag, and you think to yourself, if he can just get past that initial wave, he's got a chance to get free. But that screen, it was going nowhere from the start. It forces a 4th down.
It's a 42-yard punt, but 8 on the return. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. Well, the Jaguars ready to go on offense for the first time, and they're led by the former number 1 pick in the draft in his 3rd season now, Charles, Trevor Lawrence.
And the numbers were not pretty. I mean, they don't look right. When you throw 2 interceptions, no touchdown passes, there's no way to really make that work. But I thought there were a lot of positives in watching his game tape. I think he's close to putting out a good performance. Let's see if he can flip those numbers around in this game. And, of course, rally his team to a win.
The numbers on the ground for ETN last week. 16 carries, 54 yards, and a touchdown.
They've lost a bunch of games in a row now. They've got to start thinking a little bit differently, maybe a little bit outside of the box. Find other ways to move the football. I don't know if you're going to do it through the air or maybe change up how you establish your run game.
Meanwhile, Lawrence's throw taken in by Ridley here. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down. Well, these two teams, they met up way back in the season opener, and it was the visiting Jaguars who won that ball game, so they'll look to make it a clean sweep here at home in Jacksonville. On 1st and 10, it's Lawrence. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Had an open man that time. They ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. From the gun, it's Lawrence. Finding ETN here. Catching it on the out route. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
And they'll throw on 1st down with Lawrence. A slant to Jones. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. From the 20, here's a 2nd and 4. Lawrence will throw. Looking for the out route here, and it's completed to Kirk. And the Jaguars are going to be set up with a 1st and goal here as the tackle made at the 9. Well, no question, this is exactly how they wanted to start this football game. And nice pass there. Now they're set up beautifully, Charles, to finish this off with a touchdown.
Yeah, but they've still got to finish it off, partner, and that means they've got to execute at this stage of the field. So we've seen many teams march it right to the goal line and not cash in. They've got something dialed up here that puts it in the end zone. Oh, they were so close. That close to their first points of the game. Just needed to hang on just a second longer, but he couldn't complete the process of the catch through the jostling from the defender.
Lawrence hit and the ball is free, and the Colts pick it up.
Hey, we can preach ball security all we want here, but how about that effort on defense? Excellent job inside the red zone. Just took away at least 3 points by forcing that fumble.
Second drive coming up here for the Indianapolis Colts. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone.
Let's go.
A carry by Taylor to start the drive. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a 1st down.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
Play action. Now Richardson. That's caught. It's Josh Downs. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. They run the option here on 1st and 10. And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be 2nd down. You look at this Jaguar defense. They've been dreadful against the run. No getting around at number 32, dead last in the NFL.
And this game for them is all about the line of scrimmage. Winning that battle, using their leverage, being the low man with power to take the offensive linemen and run them back into their own backfield and try and create some lost yardage plays.
It'll be a gain of 17 and an Indianapolis 1st down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
It sort of looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
Throwing again, it's Richardson on 2nd down. This will be taken in by Michael Pittman. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 23. Off play action. Richardson out to his left. And he will be out of bounds here on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. We're scoreless after one. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Colts in possession as they go to work on a 1st and goal. Taylor is into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis.
And the thing you have to love about Jonathan Taylor, he's a shifty speed guy most of the time when you hand him the football. But he's not coming off the field when you get down near the goal line because he's as tough and gritty as they come. And he finishes things off here by getting into the end zone.
Matt Gay on for the extra point. And this is good to make it 7-0 Indy. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it was capped off by a Jonathan Taylor touchdown. Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away. No run back here for Jones, a touchback. So time to see Jacksonville again on offense for the 2nd time here in this game. They had the fumble on the last drive, wound up leading to the opening touchdown. Now they'll try again here, 1st and 10. Here's Lawrence to throw. His throw is going to be incomplete.
Everything about that play tells you about today's NFL offenses and what they're asking out of running backs. You can't just be a guy who can run the football. You have to be able to catch it as well, and he didn't get that done on that play.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Lawrence. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
Off the play fake, here's Lawrence. And he wisely will throw that one away. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down.
That certainly looks like nothing to show now from these first 2 possessions. And guess what? When you're on a losing streak, that can lead to a full sense of, here we go again. So on the sidelines, the offensive play callers, quarterback, they've got to get together and dial something up to start their next drive. Otherwise, it could be a long game.
A 46-yard punt, 4-yard return. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. So here are the Colts to take over. They are trying to snap that 3-game losing streak on top so far with the football here, 1st and 10. They'll run with Taylor to begin the drive. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss.
Looking this time for Woods, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Folisade and Milliken. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. That time defensively looked like they showed quite a bit of pressure, but backed off, and it proved fruitful. They get the pick.
He went through all of his rules about getting rid of the ball quickly because he read blitz. He saw all those people stacked at the line of scrimmage, and then they fooled him by dropping into coverage. Now he's ready to get rid of the ball fast, but guess what? Too many defenders out there. Exactly as you described, an interception.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Here we go.
running out of the gun with ETN. And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards. That'll bring up second down.
Yeah, that wasn't a big run, just a short one there. But guess what? Sometimes you treat it like boxing. You throw that jab out there, and you throw it again, you throw it again, then you come with a big punch later. Maybe they're just trying to set him up.
This is caught. It's Kirk. Touchdown, Jaguars. Christian Kirk, his first touchdown of the year. And the Jaguars are an extra point away from evening this one up. On here, Brandon McManus for the point after. It's up and good, and we're tied at 7 here in quarter number 2. Well, that drive started with not a whole lot of real estate in front of them. In plus territory, excellent field position. 2 plays later, pay dirt. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. He's past the 30. He will score. Touchdown, Colts.
That was a special return, and it happened because he's a special returner. He has to have that approval from his special teams coach's head coach to bring it out of the end zone.
But let's be honest, a lot of times when they bring it out of the end zone like he did there, they don't have approval. I mean, I think a lot of times they do, but correct me if I'm wrong. Sometimes it's just a guy getting a feel, right?
You're exactly right. What's the old adage? Sometimes you just have to know when to break the rules. And if you do, you're taking on some responsibility. But he was happy to do so there.
Extra point by Gay is up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. And we will not see an attempt to match that return touchdown, as this will be a touchback and bring it out to the 25. Jacksonville set to go again offensively. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other. Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. He targets England for another grab. A gain there of 21 yards.
I don't know whether I want to be a fly on the wall or not when they hear the explanation of how he, one of the bigger targets on the field, the tight end could be that wide open and uncovered downfield. Who blew that assignment?
Somebody did.
No doubt about it. There's no way you're not going to account for him.
Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Throwing quickly, this is caught by Kirk. No gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. They had the incomplete pass on 2nd down. Now they need a big play here, 3rd and 10. They go play action now. Lawrence. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. They're going for a receiver there. Already has 1 touchdown in this first half. A second one not to be.
I like where their headspace is, though. I mean, I really like the thought process, right? You got a guy who's already scored 1, right? You want to go back to him, continue the hot hand, and make them adjust to you defensively. I like what they were trying to get done, even though they weren't successful.
And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple short.
Oh, an absolutely filthy juke. He's got some space now. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. 59 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point. They had a chance to limit his yardage, but he was able to fight off that tackle.
So it's not just the responsibility of the guys who missed the tackles along the way. It's all 11 on defense, able to stop this guy, unable to do it on that play. They've got to find a way. How about his ability to break through and gain that yardage?
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Here's Richardson to throw. And he almost had his second pick of the game. Probably should have. And he's frustrated as it falls incomplete.
My man's getting a little loose with the football there, right? Interception before, almost had one here. He's got to start taking better care of it.
Yeah, really should have been back-to-back drives with interceptions. He's lucky there. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. That's good for an Indianapolis first down on a gain of 10.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Back to Taylor on first down. Shoves him away. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up the first down. Keep the sticks moving.
Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be 2nd down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there's not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
On 3rd down, here's Richardson. And the pressure gets there. He'll go down. It's a sack. And it is going to bring us to the 2-minute warning. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Out is Rigoberto Sanchez on 4th down to punt this thing. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. As we eat closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like, because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge, because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
The 2nd down attempt there knocked down as it leaves the quarterback's hand, and it's incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Now Lawrence. And able to find Kirk complete. And he is going to have a Jags first down as he'll be marked down a yard or 2 past the marker following a gain of 6. He'll get this off to ETN. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
First down now, but that clock rolling. Lawrence. He'll find Jones again, complete. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and they'll be left with second and a couple. And to throw again is Lawrence. He'll drop this one off with ETN. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. Looking to throw, Lawrence. And he's got a man. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. Oh, one of the linebackers has got it. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line.
This drive didn't end well, but if they can keep stringing these together, they'll like what they're doing. That was an 8-play drive before it ended in a fumble. So the takeaway's got to be doing what we want to do and doing it well. Just got to take care of the ball at the end.
Here comes Jonathan Taylor and his teammates. He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the second quarter.
He doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back, and that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend. Flushed out right. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. 1st and 10, Richardson looks to throw it. Eluding the pressure right. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
As we both know, there's a lot that went into why they made him their first-round pick this year. Part of it was what they saw in college, his playmaking ability when things break down. As soon as he saw he wasn't getting a lane to throw, he pivoted and found an alternate way to the marker.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
So with 3 seconds remaining in the half, they will line up to kick this one away. So we come to halftime here with the visiting Colts taking the lead to the locker room. As we now go downstate to Orlando and check in with Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks. A few teams starting to rise to the top as it's time to take you around the NFL here in Week 6. We'll begin out in Houston, and it's the Saints who have the lead in the second quarter. Derek Carr lighting it up. 3 touchdown passes there. From there, we head over to Atlanta to check out the Falcons at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And you can see, currently they trail in that ball game. Curtis Samuel, a touchdown reception. Finally, let's take the trip across the Atlantic, see what's happening over in London. And they were victorious in that one over the visiting Baltimore Ravens. Ryan Tannehill, excellent in the victory, as his guys run their mark to 4-2 on the year. Final preparations being made for the second half, both in terms of game plan and also hydration, because humidity is really going to catch up to these guys, no doubt. And for the call of the second half, we go back to Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. A 10-point game, 17-7 to score as we get back to it on EA Sports. And this will come out to the 25 as Jones elects for the touchback. Out come the Jaguars now as he'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well, and they've kept them around in this game. Now, they got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
And looking for Kirk, but this pass is intercepted. Picked up by Kenny Moore.
As they started that drive, I think they looked at the scoreboard and said, this is a manageable deficit, guys, but let's go ahead and start cutting it down right here. Instead, an interception happened, so a 2-possession game might become 3. So as we get going here in the second half, this could rapidly reach the point where there isn't enough time left for a comeback if their defense doesn't bail them out.
Here's the Colts now as they get ready for their first possession on offense of the second half. And they'll have good field position here following the interception and a chance to build on their lead as they start with a 1st and 10. 1st and 10, Taylor now. He stiff arms him. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
Now that's a run that warms a play caller's heart, because you're actually set up to do whatever you want on offense. You can come right back and run essentially the same play because you have momentum, or you can fake that running play and throw something deep over the top, or you now feel like you have an extra down to play with, because if you go ahead and just throw it and you don't get it, come back and try and pick it up on 3rd down.
Rookie to rookie on the hook up there, and it's a 1st down. Now it's Richardson. And he's got his target. It's caught for a Colts touchdown. Josh Downs, a touchdown on a kick return, and now one through the air. And the Colts take the forced turnover on defense and convert it into 6 points. His first career touchdown pass, and, you know, it's cliche to say, but he's probably been envisioning this since he was a little kid. That's a cool moment.
It really is. So enjoy the moment, enjoy the time, celebrate, save the full reflection for later, but make sure you grab someone on the sidelines and say, hey, make sure I get that football, okay?
Extra point by Gay is up and good, and that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away. No run back here for Jones, a touchback. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already, and it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
And looking for Kirk, but this pass is intercepted. Picked off by Juju Brents. Well, these defensive coaches, they sure like what they've got in this rookie corner. And with good reason, as you saw there.
It only cost him a day 2 pick, and a lot of people thought he had first-round ability. But when he was available on draft night, that was one where you didn't need the full time to make the selection. You call that pick in early, and he shows why he was so coveted with that interception there.
Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. It's a quick turnaround for them after the turnover, but the way they moved it on their last drive, they're probably eager to get right back at it.
And you know me and you know my tendencies in this situation. What do I want right now?
Be aggressive.
Be aggressive. Take your shot right here. As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
The throw over the middle taken in. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. And quickly, they get to the line. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's McKenzie. And he is going to have a Colts first down as they get 5 there on 3rd and 2.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
Running straight ahead, Taylor. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. 95 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. From the 5, 2nd and 4. Richardson off the play fake. Sliding out of the pocket. And that is caught. Touchdown, Indianapolis. A great effort there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Colts take advantage of the field position on the turnover to cash in for 6. Showed some of his improv skills there, getting flushed out of the pocket but still able to make the throw for the score.
So that means he's not a method actor?
No.
Because with the improv means break character when you need to. And in the NFL, when you have those guys chasing you, sometimes you have to break character in a big way. But I love the fact that he stayed downfield, kept his eyes up, and made the play. How many rookies do that well?
Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away. And this will come out to the 25 as Jones elects for the touchback. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Now Lawrence throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
All right, let's go.
Now Lawrence to throw. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. And the Colts are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line.
It's just been one mistake after another on the offensive side of the ball. That's now 3 interceptions to go along with 2 fumbles for them. And if you're going to turn the ball over 5 times in a game, your chances to win have to be about 100 to 1. And it's not looking good for them here.
All eyes on Anthony Richardson as he brings the Colts offense back out there. And he had the touchdown on the last drive, also 4 for 4. Very, very effective. What does he need to do to translate that forward into this drive?
Ready?
Not think that what he saw in coverages last time is exactly what he's going to get again. He's got to play ahead and start thinking to himself, okay, we just did that. What are they going to take away now? What do we go to as a counter? And continue to encourage his offensive line to continue to give him time.
They were really good on the last drive.
I have zero rooting interest in either team in this game. I only want a good game. But with all the offense we've seen from them tonight, it's kind of nice to see the defense step up and make a big play.
Yeah, I was wondering if they were ever going to get him in the backfield. Nice to see him get a stop. Pushing forward for 3 up to the 48.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Richardson shotgun on 3rd down. Richardson hit it, he fumbles it. Oh, one of the linebackers has got it. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. Well, number 1 on the list of things not to do when you're up 3 scores in the 3rd, that right there, give the football away.
I love when you speak like that. You know how doctors talk about taking the Hippocratic Oath, first do no harm? You just did the football-cratic one right there. Don't give the ball away when you have a lead that you can lock this game down with.
Lawrence bringing the Jaguars up 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. He'll look to ETN to start things out. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3. And it's second down.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
The interception last drive. The pressure gets to Lawrence, and he'll go down. That's Shaquille Leonard, the linebacker who got in and dropped him to the turf.
I think we've seen this before. Someone's down 3 scores. That situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, 3rd quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes. Here's Logan Cook now as he's on to punt for Jacksonville. Fielded at the 20. It'll be a 48-yard punt. 5 there on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. Now Jonathan Taylor and the Colts offense retakes center stage. He's had a good performance, moved the ball effectively on the ground. Of course, he has the 1 touchdown.
And when you're able to move it as effectively as you've described, that leads to finding a way into the end zone, and now he's just trying to do it for a 2nd time. And, of course, with that comes additional yardage.
Yeah, looking for additional yardage, and again, that 2nd score here in the 3rd quarter. 2nd and 10 forthcoming here. 3rd quarter action from Jacksonville. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game. And while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
Richardson. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. That time, finally, a measure of revenge as they get him down behind the line.
It almost felt like relief, didn't it? Because with the success he's had throughout this game, you'd almost expect him to get free and pick up 10 to 15 every time he takes off. Not in that case. That has to feel good for the defense.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3 and out, and they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 33-yard line.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. From the 33, here's a 2nd down and 4. This thrown quickly out to Jones. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a 1st down.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
Yeah, that's good for a gain of 6, and that'll make it 2nd down.
At the Colts 46-yard line.
Throwing again here, it's Lawrence. A short throw to Ingram, and he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a 1st down.
Jacksonville's gamble on Ingram getting back to peak form was a smart one. Career best in catches and yards. Basically gave their offense another big-bodied receiver to go to, as they did there.
They'll try and set up the screen to ETN. A good convergence there defensively, only a yard, and it's 2nd down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Here now, 2nd and 9 from the 39-yard line. Here's Lawrence to throw. A short throw to Ingram. Just a gain of a couple there. 3rd and 7 now. You got the big lead defensively. willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Juju Brents. And the Colts force the turnover, and they'll take over at the 10. This spot in the 4th quarter with that deficit, had to throw the football. Unfortunately, there's the risk of big turnover.
And you know you're going to be throwing against nickel, dime, all sorts of exotic defenses, but you have to do it anyway. Ordinarily, you might want to run the football a little bit, try and get them out of it. But as you noted, this time of the game, this point on the clock, had to throw it.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. 108 yards rushing for him now, as he has been tremendous all day long. At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
He'll get 8 on the keeper there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
Oh, man, that wasn't far from breaking in a big way into the secondary. Read option, quarterback kept it, and while he didn't get a first down, he did get a nice chunk of yardage. Only a nice tackle prevented it from maybe going all the way.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. Well, 4th quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who's on the field.
So they'll get nothing out of that play, and it'll be 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
Here's Jones on the return. And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. Touchdown, Jaguars. He returns that punt 73 yards. And the Jags get a bit closer.
When you've got a guy that fast back there to receive punts, that's a nightmare for the guy game planning, the special teams coach. But it's also a nightmare for the punter. Sometimes they get so nervous that they hit the ball and kick it right to him.
And he's going to get in for the score. And the lead now cut to 14. But still an uphill battle from here, that's for sure. But that makes it a 2-score game.
And now we see why teams practice so much on the 2-point conversion, why you have more than one play ready. Because you may need multiples to throw out a ball game. There's a great example right there.
Two scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And this is going to be taken in by the Colts. 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Let's go now.
Richardson to throw off play action. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
Let's go.
On 2nd down, it's Taylor. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. This defense starting to buckle down when they need to, and right now they're winning this 4th quarter, losing the game, but they're winning in the 4th quarter.
And what a fine line it is about what they're trying to get done, because they're down, so they obviously need the football, need a score, but they can't be so aggressive as to give up their edge, their gaps, and have the offense hit them with a big play.
Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he's on for the 5th time here today. The Jaguars getting set to go. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news, but this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. Lawrence bringing the Jaguars up 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw, and they will take over at the 26-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
And the Colts getting ready to go. They have to like the position that they are in. 4th quarter, 2-score lead, and now the ball back after the INT. In motion right is Pittman. Now here's a fake on the jet sweep, and instead a give to Taylor. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Jonathan Taylor with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Colts look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here this 4th quarter. Boy, missed tackles continuing to plague this defense, and they surrender another big play and a touchdown here.
Yeah, by my count, at least 2 guys had shots at it, maybe even more than that. For this defense, they've looked out of sorts all game long. That was definitely not one of their better efforts right there.
Gay is on for the point after. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. A nice, tidy little drive there, getting the ball in excellent field position, and only 1 play to score it. No run back here for Jones, a touchback. Jacksonville back on offense and ready to take over. It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case. Lawrence bringing the Jaguars up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here we go.
Here's Lawrence. And that went too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
And they're at the point of the ball game now where they've got to take some chances. They've got to put the ball in the air and just see what happens. But this defense knows that all too well.
Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25. Lawrence, now this is ETN on the draw. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. And the offense moving quickly to the line. From the gun on 3rd down, Lawrence. And that is incomplete. We've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
Rip, 23.
On 1st and 10, it's ETN. And they'll get him down here at about the 42.
I got him.
Now they got to get to the line quickly. Lawrence will throw. Open man is Kirk, complete. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another 1st down at the Colts' 25-yard line. Lawrence's throw into the hands of Kirk. Down inside the 10. Touchdown! Christian Kirk with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Jaguars are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. He's got them out now to a 3-score lead here in the 4th quarter after that one, CD. And, well, he looked right off the line like he knew that that ball was coming his way, and he secured it for 6 points.
Yeah, and I think when you're leading by a healthy margin already, it actually loosens you up and allows you to take maybe a few more chances and definitely play with more confidence, because he certainly saw something he could exploit in the defense, and he made sure to let his quarterback know, just get it to me. And the rest was all up to him, and he delivered and made it a 3-score game.
So it would no doubt be a miracle comeback from here, but let's see what they can do starting with the onside kick. And this is going to be taken in by the Colts. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie. 1st and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. Up the middle, here's Taylor. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line, and I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. And a good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here. Now the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
Here we go. Shot.
Now an option play on 2nd down. And Richardson slides down after evading the defense, and he moves the chains. A gain of 8 on the keeper and a 1st down. Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there. Worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
Delay of game, offense.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
Still 1st down.
So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. From the gun, it's Taylor. And he'll take this for a short gain on what will prove to be the final play of this ball game. So this one winds up an Indianapolis victory, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one were thinking to themselves, I bet halftime was really interesting. Probably took the paint off the walls with some of the words that were said. But I get the sense it was much more the adjustments they made. They came in with a game plan that we saw that didn't work in the first half. They made the adjustments necessary, went away from that, and then they got it together, got a spark, and then took off. It's really nice to watch in the second half.
So for Indianapolis, it's a much-needed victory as it gets them back to 2-4 on the year. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Jacksonville, the losses are piling up as they drop to 1-5 now. And they'll try to turn things around next week as they have a matchup in New Orleans against the Saints. And for
This is the development trait. This is the abilities tab. Here you can see what abilities. It's week 7 of the National Football League. And coming up, we'll see the workhorse, Jonathan Taylor. He had a nice effort a week ago with a pair of touchdowns. It's the Colts and the Browns, next on Madden NFL 24.
We are pleased, as always, to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Today, we've got a matchup here in pivotal Week 7, as it'll be the Cleveland Browns taking on the Indianapolis Colts. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we take a look at the Colts entering play. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
Meanwhile, for the Browns here, they were losers their last time out. They're going to try to get back in the win column, but obviously they're going to have to do that in a hostile environment.
And sometimes it actually works to your advantage. Now you've got to band together your team, the us against the world mentality. Let's see if they can use it and get a victory.
And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. So the Colts now coming out for their opening drive. And a look at a guy, definitely got a little razzle-dazzle to him. Can do it with his arm or his legs. Their mobile QB.
And the guys on the other side of the ball know they'll have to be on their toes. And it's obviously not just the passing, but the running element that makes him dangerous. He ran for over 100 yards in that game last week, so keeping him contained will be a big emphasis for this defense.
The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
Now a pass hauled in downfield. Another big play as they get 28 out of that one.
Time to give some credit to the big fellas, the offensive line here, because you've got to have good protection on crossing routes, because you've got to give your receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a good, accurate throw. Thank you, guys.
So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now as they're down to the 29-yard line. To the right side, this is Taylor. We take a look at his numbers on the ground last week. 2 trips to the end zone and well past 100 yards.
And going back and watching the film, we saw every kind of run from him, didn't we? We saw some power, we saw finesse, we saw speed, and what I love the most, he finished each and every run.
Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's 2nd and 9. 2nd down, here's Richardson. This is caught. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
Boy, no problems getting down the field here on this opening drive. They've looked really sharp in the early going, and they've come up with some big plays already. Here's another. That's going to set up 1st and goal.
A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door. 1st and goal. They'll run here with Taylor. And he takes it in for a Colts score. Jonathan Taylor, his 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Colts get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon.
Sometimes offensive can get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here, and we get a seal here, and we run this play in the alley. And that's good work to hit the hole hard and finish in the end zone.
Previous play is under review.
The thing that they'll be looking at is a spot of the football, and this is always such a tough one for officials to get exactly right.
Not just because of how fast the game's going, but just trying to get the right sight line to the football. That's not always easy. We'll see what they decide here.
After review of the play,
another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. Now Richardson is going to keep it running right. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Anthony Richardson with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Colts march right down the field on the opening drive to take a first quarter lead. Matt Gay on for the extra point. And this is good to make it 7-0 Indy. A drive that time of 6 plays. And it was Anthony Richardson who took it into the end zone to finish things off. After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away. Peoples-Jones going to elect not to run this out, and they'll begin at the 25. Now the Cleveland offense ready to go to work behind the 3-time Pro Bowler Deshaun Watson in his 2nd season now as a Brown, number 7 overall.
And last week's loss came despite a clean game on his end, throwing the ball with 2 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. His job this week is simple. Do it again. Continue to avoid turnovers and hope that what sunk them last week resolves itself this time around.
Now a good running play here to start the drive. That'll net him 14 yards as they pick up the first.
Chubb producing on that run, and he produces year after year for the Browns. 3rd in the league with over 1,500 yards in 2022. He quietly is in the top 20 all-time in both yards and touchdowns in a player's first 5 seasons.
Going out wide, finds Chubb. You look at this Colt defense. They were very good in the win last week against Jacksonville.
They forced 7 turnovers.
How many? 7.
I mean, think about that number now. That's supposed to be a lucky number, right? Lucky for one side, unlucky for the other.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in the win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test him early, but it proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
On 4th down on is Corey Bojorquez to punt. They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. This will be fielded at the 17. This will be a 41-yard punt, 3 on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Colts taking the field again, running back Jonathan Taylor at center stage. Last week, a strong showing, up over 100, also 2 trips to the end zone.
It's the kind of week that if you said, listen, I'll let you have this type of a game each and every week, you'd sign up for it. You wouldn't try and get too greedy. But let's face it, good runners always want to be a little bit more greedy at the end, try and squeeze out every last yard. He's going to try and duplicate that and exceed it in this game.
From the 23, here's 2nd and 6. On 2nd down, it's Richardson to throw it. This will be taken in by Michael Pittman. His first catch, good for 16 and a first.
Well, as a coach, you absolutely love seeing your offense find their rhythm early. That's exactly what we've seen so far. They had a touchdown on their opening drive, and now they connect here for another nice gain for a first down. This offense is moving the ball well, exactly as he drew it up in practice.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They give to Taylor out of the gun. Taken down at the 42. The Colts at 2-4 here in the first half of the year. And they were winners their last time out, so they'll be looking to make it 2 in a row.
And so much about football, partner, comes down to mindset. Being in the right frame of mind, and the best way to get in that good frame of mind, winning. So they come in feeling good. They've got the home crowd behind them. I think they're going to be tough to beat in this one.
Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
And that's a nice throw right there. And I'll tell you what I've seen in recent times and actually watched a presentation in the offseason from a college offensive coordinator that showed about 10 different drills that he runs with his quarterbacks to show them how to get out of the pocket, how to get comfortable when they're doing so, and to make plays under that type of duress. That's an example of what we see in the colleges delivered to the NFL.
22 yards on the catch and run, a 1st down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open, just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Richardson to the air on 1st down. That is caught. Michael Pittman with it. Touchdown, Colts. Michael Pittman, his first touchdown on the year. And the Colts have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead. Another impressive drive, so they're 2 for 2, 2 touchdowns. Charles, a great start to this ball game for them.
And one of the words that's really worked its way into our lexicon is stacking. They've stacked momentum each time out, and not only on offense. Between those touchdowns, defense held, forced a punt to get the ball back, and they've played awfully well in this one. Both sides playing at optimum level.
Extra point by Gay is up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away. Peoples-Jones going to elect not to run this out, and they'll begin at the 25. Second drive coming up here for Cleveland as they return to the field on offense. They've been outplayed early, no question, down 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. A check on the numbers for Chubb from a week ago. 14 carries, 73 yards.
Sitting 10th in the league in rushing isn't bad, but it's also not as high as where he knows he should be with how talented he is. There's definitely another gear there, and hopefully their game plan gives him an opportunity to hit it and put together one of his best performances of the season.
Second down, here's Chubb again. And Chubb going to push forward and pick up a Browns first down as he'll get this out past the 35-yard line. But you're down early. How do you get back in the game, maybe establish the run? I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. He was looking for the Michigan Wolverine, Donovan Peoples-Jones, but it's going to be second down. You look at this Colt defense. They were very good in the win last week against Jacksonville.
No matter what coverage was called, they were in the hip pockets of the receivers all game long. I mean, they were running the routes with them. Turned out, they were right there on every single ball thrown and came away with 5 interceptions.
Now a throw here going to be taken in by the tight end, Njoku. He's across midfield. Well, he's going to step out of bounds all the way down at the 20. A big play there on the catch and run. 45 yards.
Seems like all the fireworks in this first quarter have been on the other sideline, but here they're saying, hey, we've got some explosive guys on our side too. And that's a big play in a game that's looking like it might be full of big plays.
So a big play as it gets them all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. They'll go left side on the ground with Chubb. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. The start of the second quarter, and it's the Browns in control of the football as they've got it with a 2nd and 10. Back to throw, Watson. That's to the right side and complete to Njoku. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it, and that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9. Watson down to throw. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. They'll get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
Oh, man. Just when the D thought they had the answer for him, he went and changed the question. Surprises him by taking off himself, is able to set up his offense pretty with a 1st and goal.
And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. It was the linebacker, Shaquille Leonard, who applied the heat.
Well, there's still time to rectify this situation because the silver lining, it took a sack on 1st and goal. But that close to the goal line, that still definitely hurts.
First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson. And it's caught. Touchdown, Browns. David Njoku. A 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Browns have got it back to within a score.
For good reason, quarterbacks want to get the ball to the perimeter to their wide receivers for big plays. But in this situation, it felt like, based on coverage, he knew that he wanted his tight end to have the football, and for good reason.
Rodrigo Blankenship now for the PAT. And that one makes it 14-7. That time a 9-play drive. And it ends with a touchdown for Cleveland. set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Their quarterback in this offense heading back out to the field. On the last drive, he found Michael Pittman on the touchdown pass. And they'll try again here, 1st and 10.
Here we go, here we go.
They'll start with the option. And he probably should have given that one off as he's going to get hit and taken down behind the line. Myles Garrett showing that athleticism as he gets in to make the play. But sometimes that option can get bogged down before the gears really even get into motion, and I think that's what we saw there.
And I think what he saw a defensive end right in his face because he looked up and he was right there. Didn't even have a chance to get going.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Well, you most certainly don't want to go 3 and out here and get the football right back because your friend, Old Momentum, he's wondering if he should change sidelines about right now. And if you don't convert here, guess what? He's going to make the trek to the opposite side, and all of a sudden, you've got a battle on your hands.
And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the 1st down on a 13-yard run.
Certainly not a positive sign if you're the D coordinator and you see your guys give up that space so early in the game. 3rd down, that's when the clamps are supposed to come out, but his ability to create things with his legs makes things difficult.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. There, Richardson back to throw it. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Rodney McLeod. And nearly a touchdown as they finally stop him down at about the 3-yard line.
Well, this is something we've seen before, partner. We've seen a defense bait a rookie, pretend to leave a window open, and then the defensive back jumped it as soon as the ball was released. Big-time play. They love taking advantage of the youngsters, and in this case, it paid off well.
And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And they've got it 1st and goal at the 3. What a place to start. Suddenly it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. After the interception, here's Watson. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Elijah Moore from 3 yards out. And the Browns are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, got to give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free, and his guy made a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
Extra point by Blankenship is up and good, and we are tied at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. Now a hit and a loose football. There, this is picked up by the Browns. So they've got the football, and they'll start right on the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. And careless with a football there on the kick return.
And one thing I love about going to practices is trying to get around coaches and hear their catchphrases and what they really emphasize. We haven't been to a single one yet this year where a guy fielding a kick, you don't hear, tuck it away, tuck it away, tuck it away. And this time, they turned it over.
Ball security eluded him.
They sure put the coverage guys in a stress on that one. They thought they were going deep. Ends up curling inside for a nice chunk of yardage.
Chubb will get about halfway there as he takes this from the 4 down to the 2. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Good first step there defensively, but they're still knocking on the doorstep, so maybe another run here?
I think so. One of my favorite coaches used to say, son, if you could darn near lay down near the end zone and get in, give me my best power running play with my best back right now.
That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
And now 3rd and goal coming up. The loss on 2nd down. that just means this crowd's going to get even louder, and they'll get a little bit of extra help from the defenders as they exhort them to join them in the effort.
Now Watson on 3rd and goal. And it's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. Deshaun Watson with his 3rd touchdown pass of this first half. And the Browns have moved out in front. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Blankenship out for the point after. It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-14. So that drive, 4 plays. And it was finished off by Elijah Moore on the touchdown reception. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. He might take this all the way. He will take this all the way. Touchdown, Colts. It's been a back-and-forth game, a lot of points on the board, and that return right there kind of indicative of how this thing's gone.
Yeah, you've seen both teams go at it, and as you just pointed out, both of them have found the end zone. But just like in boxing, you know the blow that hurts the most? The one you didn't see coming, and that often is the case when it comes in special teams.
Here's Gay now to add the extra point. He's got it, and we're all tied at 21. Well, we talk a lot about explosive plays on offense. How about an explosive play on special teams? Certainly one there on the kick return for a touchdown. Teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. And we will not see an attempt to match that return touchdown, as this will be a touchback and bring it out to the 25. There's Elijah Moore as he and the offense come out for another drive. He has certainly made the most of his catches so far, both of them going for touchdowns here in half number 1.
And we've never met a team that doesn't talk about getting off to a fast start and featuring guys that they want to have the ball early. We're seeing both of those come into play here. Off to an incredible start. Got their future guy going, and now everyone else should have opportunities.
So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. They toss it left side to Chubb. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here, up to the 34.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge? Whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football. If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
And Bojorquez on to punt as he gets it away. Pulled in at the 24. 39 yards on the punt, give him just 1 yard on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. Well, still early in this one, Charles, but the last time this offense was out there, they threw their first interception of the ball game, so trying to avoid repeating that mistake here on this drive.
And to put a positive spin on it, at least it happened in the first half and not in a close game in the 4th quarter. But you're absolutely right, partner. One of the last things this offensive quarterback wants to witness again in this game.
Kind of an obvious question, Charles, but anything you try to avoid after your first pick, or you say it's 1 interception, we're still in the first half, I'm about to do the same thing?
I think you want to avoid playing scared, and put it into the mind of the quarterback that you've lost confidence in him. Make sure you get some throws that he's going to be able to complete, make him feel good about himself, and continue to run your offense.
Richardson now on 2nd down. And that'll be incomplete. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
On third down, here's Taylor. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. To punt on fourth down, here's Rigoberto Sanchez. That's pulled in at the 32. They'll call this a 41-yard punt, 7 on the return. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. Cleveland offense making their way out. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
I wonder if they're wandering back to the huddle thinking to themselves, can we just hit rewind and go back a play? Definitely not the down they wanted to begin this drive by giving up a sack. But for the defense, that's exactly how they drew it up.
So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. To throw is Watson. He'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
And for the Colts, an extra defensive back in there now on third down. Now it's Watson. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
Oh, that's well done defensively. They get the pressure they needed on third down. All the receivers are locked up tight, and they force that quarterback to just throw it away.
On fourth down, on is Corey Bojorquez to punt. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Taken in at the 22. It'll be a 40-yard punt, 8 on the return. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And only 6 seconds on the clock, so time likely for just one play. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's second down.
I'm not quite sure what he thought he saw there, but the reality was certainly a much different picture than what he anticipated. And give credit to the defense. They were down on the flash when he broke out of there, and they forced him out with almost nothing to show for his efforts.
And that is incomplete here. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we'll head down to Orlando. That's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. A lot to get to here as some of the division races starting to take shape as we look around the NFL here in week number 7. We'll get started over at the Caesars Superdome in New Orleans, where you see the final score there. Trevor Lawrence leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. From there, let's head off and check out a second game. And you can see, currently they trail in that ball game. Gabriel Davis, 2 touchdown catches on the afternoon. Lastly, let's get to the Windy City. See what's happening with the Bears at home at Soldier Field. And that game all tied up as they do battle with the visiting Raiders. With both of these offenses having their way, it's not likely they'll need to be doing a whole lot at halftime. But the defenses are definitely in need of some adjusting. And for the call of the second half, let's go back out to Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. And we will not see an attempt to match that return touchdown, as this will be a touchback and bring it out to the 25. The Browns offense set to go to work to begin this third quarter. This offense ready for the first drive of the third quarter. Well, quarters number 1 and 2 entertaining. We saw some good offense points put up, Charles, and all tied on the scoreboard.
And it sets us up for what could be a really fun second half because we've seen both sides score almost at will here in the first half. And now, here in the second half, getting the ball first, you've got to think, hey, we can go out and really run our offense the way we did in the first half. But if I'm a defensive player, all I'm thinking is, can I make a play to really help out my team and break this streak of offense?
Well, right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards. Chubb will get the call, running left. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. Not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Now here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end.
Such a tough position to defend near the line, even when you add a second defender, but the big man shrugged off the extra body and made the play call a success.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Watson to throw on 3rd and 1. Right back to Njoku. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. They call it a loss of a yard there. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. Well, it looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackled him for a loss.
The Browns send out their punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. Here's the Colts now as they get ready for their first possession on offense of the second half. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. They go to the ground again with Taylor, powering forward. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Good work to pick up 7 yards there. That gets him into a 3rd and 1 situation.
On the ball, now.
They'll try and run for the first with Taylor. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. They have the first down with that gain of 4 yards.
Well, partner, none of these runs individually have added up to a whole lot.
Now 3 plays, all 3 short runs, but together a first down.
Yeah, it's amazing how the narrative changes when you string them together.
1st and 10, Taylor now. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Not a huge carry there on first down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
Richardson hit it, he fumbles it. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 42. We always hear a lot of veterans on the defensive side of the football. They talk about smelling blood in the water, putting pressure on a rookie. They got to him there to force it free, but couldn't recover it.
And you mentioned the pressure. Rookie quarterback, you're going to bring more pressure at him at all times because you don't know how he's going to hold up. He was fortunate there. Luck was on his side, able to recover that fumble.
13-yard gain yet again, just like last play. A give for Taylor running right side. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I think we got to give it up for him right there. That's a heck of an athletic move for a big man right in the middle of the line. How about the play he makes there? Nowhere to run, and he finishes that one off for a loss.
Richardson looking to throw this. Now he's got his target. It's caught for a Colts touchdown. Jelani Woods, 30 yards. And the Colts have broken our tie as they take the lead. Well, partner, I mean, if anybody was still questioning whether or not he had an NFL caliber arm, I think you can toss that right out the window. That was a heck of a throw right there.
I would agree totally. Question it no more. This rookie, big-time throw right there. Great poise, stepped up, trusted he could lay it in there perfectly, and he knew that his guy was going to make the catch on the other end. Nice collaboration.
After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away. Peoples-Jones going to elect not to run this out, and they'll begin at the 25. The Browns set and ready to go on offense. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
On second down, here's Watson. This is the tight end, Njoku. He has a first down, and that catch will also put him over 100 yards receiving now on the afternoon.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be second down. Now Watson. And it's incomplete.
The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
From the gun on third, Watson. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. Watson hooking up with Cooper there for the Cleveland first. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days. But you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
Still a few inches short of a first down as they come up now on second down. They give the Chubb out of the gun. Now he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's third down.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense is pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game. And all that pregame wolfing has turned into results.
Watson on third down. He's got his tight end, David Njoku. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts' 24-yard line. That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the fourth. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Now Chubb running right. Heck of a broken tackle, but only able to work this down near the 23. Julian Blackmon bringing him down.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. It makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation. It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball, and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. DeForest Buckner, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. From the right hash, it's a 46-yard attempt. Blankenship's kick is good, and that'll bring him back within 4. So an interesting call there to take the 3. I mean, I guess they're thinking that their hands were tied, but, you know, fourth quarter, that field goal might not help them that much in the end. Yeah,
eventually they're going to need the touchdown. The thinking must have been they didn't feel confident about picking it up there, hoping maybe on defense they can get better field position, get a turnover, get a better play, and then they'll have a chance to attack the end zone.
And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. The Colts set to take over here offensively. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet. They'll come out with a 3 tight end look on the first play of the drive. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. Credit Zadarius Smith able to get through and make that tackle for a loss.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Calling no gain there, and it brings forth a 3rd and long. 3rd and long for Richardson. And that is incomplete. Well, the pressure there on 3rd down, forcing the errant pass. 4th down coming up. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them, because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
A 41-yard punt there with no return. The Browns offense trotting back onto the field. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a fourth quarter lead. On 1st and 10, Watson. Wide open, Amari Cooper. 16 yards right off the bat and a first down.
I got the sense that the defense created a little momentum for them there, didn't they?
Did their job, forced the punt. Now, nice start to the drive. Offense has to do their part.
Yeah, they certainly do, but what a great start for them. They've got to go thank the guys on D.
On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb. tackle there by Nick Cross.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
This short pass into the hands of Njoku. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard. A shotgun snap for Watson. And that is incomplete. They sure went against conventional wisdom, calling a pass on 3rd and inches.
Had to be thinking to themselves, the defense is going to overcommit against the run. Should be an easy pitch and catch. Didn't turn out that way.
1 score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They will indeed snap it to Watson. Quick throw, and he's got Amari Cooper. And he's going to pick up the Browns' 1st down. No problem there. They get the first by plenty on 4th and inches. Again, it's Watson. And he'll get this one to Cooper complete. And he's going to be taken down right at the 10-yard line.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
All 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. Here's 1st and 10. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
Tight end has become a bigger and bigger part of the passing game in the NFL, but if you drop the football, that position can get swapped out with a wide receiver in that spot, a running back in that spot. There are other ways they can go if you're not going to catch the ball.
And that's not just his 1st drop, his 2nd drop of the game. Quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. The sound reverberating here in the dome. This is 3rd down. 3rd and 2, Watson to the goal line, but it's incomplete.
They've got 1 chance left to keep this one going, and I think for you and me, let's think along with their offensive coordinator now. Has to think back, cycle through every play of this contest, and remember what's worked and what hasn't. Because right here, he needs the best play of the game in order to keep this one alive.
Running for it, here's Chubb. And he takes this one in for a Brown score. Nick Chubb taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Browns have taken a 4th quarter lead. So 4th and goal, their head coach gave that offensive line 1 more chance to punch it in, and this time they were successful.
They certainly paid off the coach's confidence, didn't they? And how about the fact that they stayed with the ground game? Because a lot of times in that situation, partner, we see teams try and roll the quarterback out, give him a little run-pass option, and treat it like a 2-point conversion play. In this case, they went with a little bit more power and got it done.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. So Richardson and the Colts now down 31-28. A little under a minute 50 remaining. They've surrendered a double-digit lead, but can rescue themselves late as they come up on 1st down. Richardson to throw it. Pass complete to Taylor. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. They'll come up now. This is 2nd and long. Escaping the pressure right. He'll find his man. That's Tanner again. And he's going to get out of bounds with the 1st down. So that's going to double their pleasure for sure. They get the 1st and save the timeout. Absolutely ideal there. Get a good size play, get out of bounds.
Now you saw the coaching there. That is taught and it is emphasized. Get out of bounds, understand your situation, as well as just understanding the game.
Ready?
plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now. Richardson. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. This is 1st and 10. Running straight ahead, Taylor. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down. Clock's under a minute. Still plenty of time, partner. They have all 3 timeouts.
That means they have plenty of options in their play calling and where they target on the field. They can throw it downfield, maybe even in the middle, and use their timeouts.
Flush to his right. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. Nowhere to go downfield, but he's able to get out of bounds and stop the clock here with a 1st down.
And what a big play, because now you're guaranteed at least a shot at extending this one. He had the 40-yard line picked out as his bare minimum to give them some kind of a game-tying attempt, and he got there. Excellent determination on that scramble, and it might just help him snatch away a victory.
A big play looming on 3rd down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
From the gun, it's Taylor. And a short gain down to about the 33.
I'm a little surprised right here. They've got 3 timeouts left. The clock's running down, and they aren't using them. Those timeouts do you no good at home. Use them now.
And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. With 3 seconds to go, if it's good, we're off to overtime. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe, and this game is tied. Final whistle blows, and we need some extra time here to decide who will be the victor.
60 minutes, just not enough some days to decide who's going to win the game.
It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
So it's the Browns who are going to get possession first here in overtime as the kick's away. And no return here to begin the overtime session. That'll be a touchback. The Browns set to take over. And everyone knows the OT rules, Charles, but pretty simple formula. They go down and get a field goal, we continue play, but if they can find the end zone on this possession, ball game over.
And as meticulously as all teams plan for a game, I don't doubt for a second on that offense coordinator's play sheet, he's got some overtime plays that he wants to run. I know it sounds crazy, but they plan for everything. 1st and 10 all the way throughout the game, 2nd and 7, whatever. Right now, he's looking at that play sheet saying, if we get to overtime, what can we break out that they haven't seen?
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. From the gun, it's a give to Chubb, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. DeForest Buckner using that size to force his way in there and make the stop behind the line.
No daylight for him to run through there, and he ran into the defensive tackle, and that guy blocks a whole lot of daylight as it is. He is truly a big man who just made a big play.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
I can assure you, setting up a screen is much more difficult than it appears. It requires excellent timing from everyone on the offense. And the defense's #1 goal is to throw that timing off.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. And that is taken in by Njoku. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
In today's NFL, these big guys are featured receivers. They move all over the place to try and find good matchups, and they had one. They were just unable to complete the pass.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. Watson now going to run the option right. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. And that one will go for 13 yards on the keeper and a first down.
I tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react, even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL. They're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball.
And he is in for the score. And it is absolute stunned silence here as they win it on the road in overtime. As the fans exit back out through the turnstiles, not happy looks on their faces. Feel like they probably let this one slip away at home in overtime.
I would agree with that, and their unhappiness hurts the guys at concession stands on the way out, right? Not stopping to buy something for the kids. They just want to get home. But what a dramatic way to finish this bad boy off. I mean, this game was dramatic all the way through. That's why we got to overtime. And then to go ahead and finish it this way, the fans screaming out unhappy. But the team that came in here and won this one on the road, they sprinted to their locker room.
And speaking of buying things, dinner on you tonight, Davis.
I kind of figured that was coming.
So for the Browns, their good start continues as they get their record up to 4-2. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the Seattle Seahawks. Meanwhile, for the Colts, they dipped to 2-5 now with the loss. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA.
It's week 8 of the NFL, and if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Saints and the Colts, and it kicks off next on Madden NFL 24.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Today we've got a Week 8 matchup on tap here, as it'll be the New Orleans Saints taking on the Indianapolis Colts. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we take a look at the Colts entering play. Now, losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Saints, they coming off their very first loss of the year, suffered a week ago.
Yeah, it will not be a perfect season, but I'm interested to see how they bounce back now that they know that chasing the 1972 Dolphins is out the window.
Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And they will elect to not bring this one out, as our first drive will begin at the 25. So here come the Saints to take over for the first time. And here's the new man under center after 9 seasons as a Raider. Derek Carr is the guy.
Okay, I thought there was something to build on in last week's game by his performance. I thought he played fairly well overall. The numbers won't knock your socks off. 2 touchdown passes and an interception. The bottom line, though, they lost.
Yeah.
How does he eliminate that one interception, continue to take care of the ball, and maybe increase the number of times he puts the ball in the end zone with a receiver?
Call it no gain on the game's first play, and it's second down now.
What now?
Again, it's Kamara. Takes it to the 26, just a 1-yard gain. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. Now Carr. Left with no option here but to throw it away.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
The Saints going to send out Blake Gillikin to punt on 4th down here. Fielded just inside the 30. That'll go as a punt of 42, 7 on the return. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. So now we'll get a look at the other offensive unit as they come out for their first possession. And they will be led out by their rookie quarterback.
The moment Anthony Richardson's name was announced as the 4th pick in the 2023 draft, it changed the landscape and probably our viewing habits with the NFL. He is must-see viewing. Tremendous athlete, not a lot of experience, but the ceiling as high as it possibly can be.
He'll pick up 7 there on the first down keeper. A little do-it-yourself run right there and a nice gain.
And I like that he knew that that was about all he was going to get, so he did a nice job of protecting himself, took care of the football, took what the defense gave him. If they continue to allow him to do that, they'll find their way taking what they can all the way to the end zone.
He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
On 3rd down, here's Richardson. Flushed out right. Able to find his man, Woods. And he is going to have a Colts first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Well, he's already shown on this opening drive that he will run the football. We know that about him, Charles, so maybe when he gets outside the pocket, the defense a little wary about the run, and he's able to convert the pass.
And that wariness will often cause you to be a step or two slow. And sometimes you get so focused on will he or won't he run the football, you forget that there are receivers in your area, and they find themselves open, and there's another completed pass.
9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
The Colts now are 2-5 to start play. Well, they were losers last time out, trying to turn things around here in this one.
And it always helps to have a home crowd behind you, giving you encouragement as long as you give them something good to cheer about. So, you know, they just want to come out and play well for their faithful, and I expect them to do just that.
The passing game for the Colts finding its stride, another first down.
Pretty solid opening drive here, Charles. They worked in the run game, the pass game, just steadily getting yards, and now they've got it inside the red zone here with an opportunity.
And the only thing they don't have so far is points. But the way they're moving the ball now, that shouldn't take much longer. And they've established a great balance so far. Running, passing, doing what they want on offense.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
Richardson working from the gun. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on 3rd down.
Richardson shotgun on 3rd down.
Hard throw, incomplete.
I think that was a good job there defensively. They did allow them to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let them get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up 4th. And Gain knocks this one through. And the Colts hit the scoreboard first. It's 3-0. So an opening drive field goal maybe doesn't whip this crowd into a frenzy, but I think that they will take the early lead.
There's no doubt about it. They will always take the early lead, and maybe that celebration comes later if they play well and they can break things open. But right now, this was all about letting the offense just get settled in.
And he'll just sit on it. Drive will start at the 25. New Orleans Saints, they get ready to set up shop for their 2nd drive.
Their dreams of an undefeated season shattered with the loss a week ago. Now, look, whenever an undefeated team goes down, you always hear some say, well, they needed that. I don't know, Charles. Is that a narrative that you buy into?
Well, I haven't met a coach yet that feels like they needed that loss. You know, that's not something that they're in favor of. But I do know this. People like us, our colleagues, all of us in the media, constantly hammering a team that's undefeated. Hey, do you think you can do it the whole season? Can you carry it the whole way? That does wear down a group. And sometimes that loss, get us off your back, you can move forward from there.
So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll give them a short yardage situation here for 2nd down. Kamara up the middle. And he gets it down to the 32. 17 there and a New Orleans 1st down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
So after the run by Kamara, now another 1st and 10. Carr now to throw. To the right side and complete to Thomas. Touchdown, New Orleans. Michael Thomas, his first touchdown on the year.
And the Saints are able to answer the early 3 points and take a 1st quarter lead.
And a nice job by him to catch the slant and then navigate and break free.
And receivers love slant routes because it gets the ball in their hands so quickly and oftentimes on the move. And when they're on the move like that, then they get to use their best asset, which is usually their speed.
And their speed sometimes, like this instance, can take them into the end zone.
And his kick is good, but flags come in. Looks like we're going to get a roughing call here on the follow-through. So they'll go ahead and accept the penalty. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Second drive coming up here for the Indianapolis Colts. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But
he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. And the return will stop right around the 25. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
Now after the INT, it's Carr. That's complete to his running back, Kamara. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. A good pickup there, a 22.
You have to ask the question, where was the help? Because it's a little surprising to me that he'd find that much room to run this close to the end zone. He doesn't quite get there, but he sets his guys up with a 1st and goal.
Williams is into the end zone for a Saints touchdown. Just power football there, down near the goal line. Give it to him. He's able to push his way across.
Yeah, they went heavy there. Sometimes you have those big offensive linemen come in, have to report like they're eligible, but all they're doing is getting a good stance, blocking, and getting their runner across the goal line.
Lutz to try to add the PAT. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. They had the short field, and they made quick work of it. Just 2 plays to get into the end zone. Fielded just outside the goal line. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
And he's going to be taken down right at the line. All in all, no gain on the play, and it'll bring up 3rd.
But one of the things we talked about coming into this was we were never going to question the fight that he's going to have for all 4 quarters of a game. But ideally, you want him fighting for big plays and 1st downs early, not fighting just to get back to the line.
Richardson under pressure, and down he goes. Colin Saunders coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it also brings up 4th. After one, a 14-3 ball game. Second quarter now from Indianapolis with the homestanding Colts in possession. Out is Rigoberto Sanchez on 4th down to punt this thing. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. That'll be a 41-yard punt, 4 yards there on the return. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. The offense and Alvin Kamara heading back onto the field. Those are his numbers through roughly the first half of the season, and given that, you'd have to think he's on pace for a 1,000-yard campaign.
Steady as he goes, steady goes the offense. But you know what else is happening, too? Because they are a team now recognized with the ability to run the football. You've got to be able to throw it better now, right? Better throwing lanes, better opportunities for the guys downfield, maybe more one-on-one coverage, which you should be able to beat easier. Yeah, he's establishing not just a tone, but an identity for his team.
And that's a discussion we had a couple days ago in the team meetings, talking about this running game, opening up the passing game. We'll see if that continues to happen. A gain there of 21 yards.
Well, it certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
Holding offense.
All right, so they got that one, Charles, against the center.
And let's remember how difficult it is for the center, because remember, he's got to snap the ball to put the play in motion, and sometimes you got that big guy on your nose. You got sometimes where he's coming at you at an angle. It's a difficult job for him to snap the ball and then execute his block.
52 yards rushing for him now to this point.
That was huge after being behind the chains on first down to make this second very manageable.
Yeah, how much pride do you have in an offense on first down to get that kind of yardage? Because it actually opens up your playbook on second down. You can run it, you can throw it, you keep a defense off balance. I like that phrase, staying ahead of the chains, and they're doing exactly that.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
Carr going to try and throw on third down.
Here's a short one to the tight end, Johnson.
And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to fourth down.
Excellent job there defensively. Gave up the underneath to the tight end on third down, and they made sure that they did their job. Got him on the ground and prevented him picking up a first down.
Carr going to go on fourth down. Johnson odds poke three. Football's out. And the Colts pick it up.
No question that one stings a little extra because he had that first down. It would have been a fourth down conversion.
Love the effort. Love the maneuverability. Don't like the fact that he didn't bring the ball with him. And now it's going to go in the other direction.
And now Indianapolis set to take the field.
And it's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Well, he kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
That was a really nice run there to bring up 3rd and short. After the incompletion on first down, it's awfully nice to have a running back that you can hand it to and put you back in a good situation.
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted.
And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line.
A tough adjustment to the NFL throughout his rookie season, and his problem with turnovers is only exacerbated by his early showing today. That's a couple for him here in this first half, and he's cleared the double-digit mark for the entire season.
Alvin Kamara and the Saints set to start their next drive. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the second quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. 2 yards on the pickup there, and that'll bring up second down.
I know that halftime's approaching, but I don't think he's going to want to take a break. That's his 5th catch.
Yeah, they've really been targeting the tight end. On second down, Kamara, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down.
Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains.
Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Partner, you know what I'm going to say before I even say it.
Yeah, you just cannot take a sack in that spot.
You're exactly right. You can't take a sack in that spot. Potentially now, a 3-point swing right there.
So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. This will be from 56 yards out. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. And they will stretch the lead now to 17-3.
So they get the turnover in plus territory. The drive stalls out, but still able to get 3 out of that.
Yeah, we were able to see an offense and a defense kind of mix and match with each other, didn't we? Both of them trying to make sure that they had the upper hand and the advantage. Offense trying to get to the end zone. Defense, of course, trying to hold them to a field goal attempt. And it wasn't a guaranteed lock 3 from where they started. So, you know, the offense has to be happy to come away with those 3 points.
Their quarterback leading this offense back out. He's been picked off twice in this ball game already. And he'll try to sort things out here as they begin with a first down.
And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Cameron Jordan in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. This offense continues to shoot themselves in the foot. And here, another sack.
All game long, we've seen missed assignments, which have led to turnovers, sacks. This group has not played well at all here in the first half.
Now a throw here, hold in.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right on him.
And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a first down.
Evident there that he learned his lesson from the last drive. No way he was going to force a throw that time. When nothing broke open, kept it, and ended up running for a first down himself.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll check in with Jonathan Coachman from Orlando. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half of play.
1st and 10, it's Richardson.
Eluding the pressure right. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down. We've seen the pressure get to him several times in this game. There, though, we see him escaping.
And we've seen this rookie video before as well. That type of pressure, oftentimes, what do you resort to? Your legs, try and escape. What you hope is that this doesn't become habit for him, that he learns how to handle the pressure, still keep his eyes downfield, and make some throws.
First down now, but that clock rolling.
Up the middle, here's Taylor.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. Now the Colts moving quickly here in the hurry-up offense.
Now it's Richardson.
His throw incomplete.
Well, this defense is going to have to finish the job. There's still a second half that they have to play. But so far, an absolute total effort. They've disrupted the passing game, stressed the pocket for the quarterback. They forced him into errant throws. Everything they're doing has been executed well.
And Richardson slides down after evading the defense, and he moves the chains.
First down now, but the clock continues to move.
Richardson.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Saints. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. A little careless with the football, and he also had a fumble loss last week, didn't he?
He certainly did, and when I'm watching him play, the one thing that comes to mind is always remember, traffic, turbulence, people around you, 2 hands. Get 2 hands on the ball. Grip it tight. I know it looks cool to have it in one hand. tuck it away because you've got to take care of the ball.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And with good starting field position and 3 timeouts as well in their pocket, no reason not to try and put a late scoring drive together. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And it's second down.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
Now Carr. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play, backwards a yard.
I believe I could see what they were trying to do there, but unfortunately, the back ran out of room, too close to the sideline. And for defenders, we're often taught, 11 on the field, those sidelines can become the 12th defender. It worked to the defense's advantage on that play.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down.
Well, things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick a down, any down, even 3rd down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
And running room for Kamara on first down as he takes us forward. It's a gain of 7 there on first down. 2nd and 3 coming up. Here's Carr to throw. He gets this one complete to Traquan Smith. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break.
Touchdown, Saints! Chris Olave as the first half is winding down. And the Saints will extend their lead here just before halftime.
They have really had their way so far in the first half, but they wanted to continue to build on their lead. They know that no lead is safe in this league, so they decided to try their best to get one more as they headed into the half, and they got it done.
Lutz will look to add the extra point. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21 points. That time a 6-play drive. And it was Chris Olave who finished things off with a touchdown. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And with 10 seconds left, not really enough time to put something together. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. That's good for an Indianapolis first down on a gain of 10.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
A final shot before the half. Richardson escaping the pressure right. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. So we have reached halftime with the visiting Saints out on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Hi again, everybody. Let's get you caught up with what's going on around the league here in the unofficial midway point, Week 8 of the NFL season. We'll begin up at Bank of America Stadium in Uptown Charlotte. And those two are tied up as they play the second quarter. From there, we head south to Texas. Check on the Cowboys at home at AT&T Stadium. And they trail the visiting LA Rams as that one's gone to the intermission. The Rams looking to sew that one up, and they look to be in pretty good shape. Finally, let's get to the country music capital of the world. See what's happening with the Titans at home in Nashville. As you can see, the score there in the second quarter. Desmond Ridder with a couple of touchdown passes. Adjustments taking place in both teams' locker rooms. We're closing in on the second half, and to bring it your way, let's go back up to Indianapolis and rejoin Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Colts getting the football first, and they trail here as we are back underway in quarter number 3. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The Colts going to take over on offense to begin this third quarter. Well, they look up at the scoreboard facing that deficit. A 3-score game, Charles, but look, there's plenty of time to go here. The old football cliche that comes to my mind is you can't get it all back at once. They probably need something, though, out of this drive, at least 3 points.
Are you trying to say that there's no 3-score drive on that play sheet for any one of those coordinators? They just don't have it, right? You're trying to get it all back. You know you can't get it back in one drive. But maybe cut into it a little bit as you just suggested. Try and create a little bit of momentum, a little bit of a spark, and then maybe that'll carry over.
Now they'll fake the jet sweep here and throw off play action. And his throw is incomplete.
At this point in the game and the situation they're in, partner, these incompletions that we're seeing, they need to turn into positive snaps, and soon.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Let's go.
They give to Taylor out of the gun. Stiff-armed him. And he's got the first down as he's up to the 45-yard line. 56 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
Come on. Set.
They run the option here on 1st and 10. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. He lost 6 there on the first down play.
You've got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
18, Pioneer.
Back to throw. Here's Richardson. Steps away to his left. All in all, no gain on the play, and it'll bring up third.
He certainly did his best to find something on that run, but there just wasn't enough time to make it happen. Nice effort there, avoiding the sack and getting back to the line of scrimmage. That one certainly could have ended up worse.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, he did everything but hold on to it. But a nice play defensively, and now it brings up 4th down.
Well, this is just a continuation of what we saw in the first half. So much for the fresh start to begin the third quarter. Still off-target throws, no rhythm throwing the football, and obviously no touchdown scored in this game.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Now the attention turns to the Saints offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. Carr going to lead the Saints up here 1st and 10 at their own 16. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Slant pass complete to Olave. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage, and tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. A 10th carry for Kamara, and he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
To throw his Carr. Drops this off to Kamara out of the backfield. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. The Saints passing game in sync and moving the football. It's a 1st down.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
Meanwhile, Carr's throw complete there to Johnson. And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara. And he'll follow his blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line. 82 yards rushing now for Kamara, and it's a first down.
But they're getting ready to go to work now in prime real estate after that last run. Found his spot and picked up nice yardage, didn't he?
And now he's got him knocking on the door of the red zone. And Carr's throw complete there to Thomas. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a first and goal.
Try to pound it in, Kamara. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5.
The yards may start getting a little tougher to come by down here near the goal line. That's good work defensively there on first down, holding them to a short gain.
Kamara trying again. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Alvin Kamara with his 6th rushing touchdown on the year, as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Well, he finishes off the drive with a touchdown run, Charles. Remember, he also had a catch on this drive as well.
And that's what running backs want to be in today's NFL, a complete back. 3 downs, stay on the field, run it, and catch it. And he gets it done.
Lutz good on the extra point, and that'll increase their lead to 28. The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Here comes the Colts offense now as they make their way onto the field. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
And this one will go to the 28-yard line.
I don't think anyone thought we'd see a run facing second and that long, and that element of surprise, I think, helped make that play so successful. Nice effort on that carry, and it took what seemed like second and impossible, now has him within throwing range of a first down.
Now the throw on third down, knocked away and incomplete.
And you can tell just by looking at him that this offense is a frustrated unit. Things are really unraveling here, and as a head coach, time to earn your paycheck. You've got to find a way to keep it together as that brings up another fourth down.
As Sanchez on to punt here as he sends this one away. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was... And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. He's across midfield. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run.
Everything's been going right here in this one. This offense, they've been in complete control from the outset. And here's another big play. These kind of routes have been open all game long, and they continue to take advantage.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. To throw, it's Carr. He completes it to Olave. Bounds right around the 10-yard line.
How about about the way they're moving the ball down the field. They had a big play a moment ago, followed it up with another nice one here, and before you know it, they're already looking at 1st and goal.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Indianapolis. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. Throwing on 1st down is Carr. This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Kenny Moore. And the Colts are going to have it here at their own 9-yard line.
Let's go now.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go.
Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this 2nd half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
And just not much to be had there. 1 yard out to the 10.
Well, it certainly appears to me that the defensive guys are starting to look a little bit tired, while he still has some fresh legs. Not the biggest gain we've seen on a scramble, but still some positive yardage on a play that initially looked like a sure win for the defense.
Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. Colin Saunders picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. And you hate to say it with a rookie quarterback. He's done some good things, but overall, looked a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
He certainly has. But in his defense, he hadn't had a lot of time to throw the football. You like the way I said that? In his defense.
In his defense. I got it.
See what I did there?
He needs better protection, that's for sure. 42-yard punt, 6 on the return. And the Saints will have a short field in front of them. They take over here, 1st and 10. Now a 1st down carry. It's Williams. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
34.
Throwing now is Carr. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. So no gain on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down.
They dialed up the blitz on 3rd down, and your worry as a defense that they can hit you with a big play in that situation. Instead, the blitz pays off, able to rally to the football and make the play.
So look at this. Here's the field goal unit coming out, and he is going to need to bomb this one. The kick by Lutz is good.
Charles, even as long field goals become more and more common, this is still very rarefied air. Only just over 20 field goals have been kicked from 60 yards or further, and you can add his name to the list now.
And as calm as he tried to present himself, there's no doubt there were some nerves as he lined up to attempt that kick. But once the ball was snapped, he just swept the leg and boom, over the crossbar.
The Colts offensive unit ready to see what they can do here.
Facing a big 4th quarter deficit here, things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season, but in this one, well, their defense has really struggled. A short throw pulled in by Woods,
and he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
Now 2nd and 7 from the 23.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
2nd down, here's Richardson.
They'll set up the screen to Taylor. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo.
Brings up 3rd and 1.
They'll try and run for the first with Taylor. 2 yards is the pickup, and the Colts are going to have a first.
Well, sometimes, Brandon, it's just not a secret to how things get done. He's been running well all game long, and they continue to rely on him in this key situation.
They told us they were going to rely on him. They have. He comes through there, a big 3rd down conversion. Now left side on the swing pass. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it's 2nd down.
Here we go. Here we go. Ready.
Now Richardson back to throw it. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. Well, Charles, in the past, a lot of people called this offense one-dimensional.
I think you did.
Well,
I think it was you.
I'll be honest, I did. I think the fan base is hoping with this young rookie that they can put some wrinkles in this offense like we just saw.
I think you're exactly right, because we did have that discussion that what we've seen in the past from them, they needed to broaden, and they have done it here. Look at what he's bringing to their offense, and now as a defensive coordinator, you've got some extra work to do to prepare for him and their offense.
Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4. Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play design was.
So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. Richardson looking to throw. Flush to his right. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 25-yard line. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Bottom line is that he is just something else as a runner, because there are not many QBs in this league who can rip off a game that big, and he did it with the defense giving him a little extra attention after he hit him on a run earlier this series.
Okay, break. 70 Rangers, 70 Rangers. Let's go.
Richardson to the air on first down. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sand. Well, collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number is just staggering, because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Flushed out right. Good yardage there on the scramble, and all of a sudden they're left with a 3rd and 2, much more manageable. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry.
Bronco switch, Bronco switch.
On 3rd down, it's Richardson. And he's got it. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late, but he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. Coaches must really like to see that from the quarterback, because he's had the interceptions in this game, but they're able to connect on the touchdown pass.
And teammates love to see that, because they know that they miss blocks during a game, but they come back and make them later on. They miss tackles, right? They miss making plays, but the spotlight is magnified on your quarterback, and when he stands up to the pressure and comes back and throws a touchdown pass after throwing some picks earlier, they feel great about that guy.
And likewise for him personally, as a rookie quarterback, has to give him more confidence. Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback.
The New Orleans offense set to take over. Well, CD, this is the ideal situation in the fourth quarter. You come out here late, not much time on the clock with a comfortable lead, and put the final nail in the coffin.
Yeah, this offense, all game long, they've been powerful, they've been dangerous. You're exactly right. They can end this one on their own terms.
It's a loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 24-yard line.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. A man who's been busy this afternoon, it's Kamara again. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. They run it again with Kamara. And he's not going to sniff the first down here. He stopped at the 25. Now the Colts will use their 3rd and final timeout. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. Here comes the Saints punter now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. It's a 43-yard punt, a return of 5. And control of the football switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. On 1st down, Richardson. Eluding the pressure right. He's going to let it fly. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Well, these guys are not going to go out with their tails between their legs. They're going to keep taking their shots until the clock's at 000. But that one, like a lot of others, winds up incomplete.
And he's taken down here by the Saints.
Multiple rushers break through to drop him for the 7th time this game.
So this one a victory here for New Orleans. And really, it looked at times like they just had this one in cruise control out there.
Yeah, they deserve a ton of credit because you and I both know, heck, they knew. But this is a tough place to play. Overcame that with ease, romped home with an easy win. And here's the best part for them. It'd be easy to get to the airport because the crowd left pretty early in this one, didn't they?
Well, plus they have a police escort.
Okay, you had to spoil that part, and then, of course, they're going to get there. But think about how wide open things are now because this crowd didn't expect this.
No.
So they went back to the tailgate and said, let's go eat. This one isn't any fun for us.
Yeah, they took the drama out of this one pretty early on. So for the Saints,
the victory moves him to 7-1 on the year.
And they'll head back home next week to take on the Chicago Bears. Meanwhile, for Indianapolis, the struggles intensify as they drop to 2-6 now on the year. And they'll be on the road next week for a matchup with the Carolina Panthers. So for our entire